Growing from adversity. You may encounter many defeats, but you may not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. The words of Maya Angelou serve as a constant reminder to never give up, because adversity is an unavoidable element of life that everyone faces at some point. However, the kind and degree of these adversities can vary greatly depending on an individual's surroundings and circumstances. Adversity such as loss, poverty, and racism can be pervasive for people living in these problematic areas. While these difficulties may appear intimidating and insurmountable, they may also stimulate the development of valuable traits such as resilience, adaptability, and empathy. Despite the difficulties that come with living in challenging situations, the experience of overcoming adversity may offer individuals valuable life skills and a unique viewpoint that can benefit both themselves and society as a whole. By going through loss, individuals can develop adaptability that can help them navigate inevitable changes in life. Migrant Mother by Dorothy Lange, an American documentary photographer and photojournalist, is a picture from the stimulus that depicts the pain of loss in the Great Depression. Amidst their losses, many individuals were able to adapt to the unforeseen circumstances of the Great Depression by cutting back on expenses and being self-sufficient. According to the Franklin D. Roosevelt Presidential Library and Museum, at the height of the Depression in 1933, 24.9% of the nation's workforce, 12,830,000 people, were unemployed. This loss was devastating, but the people had to adapt and do what they could to survive. The motto of the Depression era was, use it up, wear it out, make do, or do without. And according to History.com, a company that provides resources related to historical events, people, and topics, many tried to keep up appearances and carry on with life as close to normal as possible while they adapted to new economic circumstances. This shows how the families adapted to their lack of money and resources and made do with what they had. By experiencing loss, one can become adaptable, which will help them overcome future obstacles and live a more fulfilling life. Experiencing poverty can foster resilience in individuals, as they learn to maintain tenacity, grit, and a steadfast resolve, refusing to be beaten by the challenging circumstances that arise from their lack of money to meet basic needs. The poverty-stricken Haitians have to be resilient and adopt new strategies to be successful in facing a constantly changing environment, as shown in the aftermath of the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. Michelle Montas, a Haitian journalist and former spokesperson for UN Secretary General Kofi Ban Ki-moon, reported in the stimulus that since the day after the earthquake, youth from even the most disadvantaged areas demonstrated Haitian resilience, and that they returned to places where they expected to find survivors, to help recover survivors or remain of the deceased. Haitians were able to influence and inspire each other to stay strong during tough times due to the resilience they were conveying to one another in the community. With limited resources to protect individuals living in poverty, resilience is an essential protective factor. Resilience to Urban Poverty by Anne E. Sanders and others with the Australian Research Centre for Population Oral Health is a study aimed to understand how poverty-stricken African American families are able to maintain good health, and is tested using a social epidemiological framework, which looks at how different factors in the environment and individual characteristics can influence health resilience. It was found that the odds of retaining 20 or more teeth were 3 times as likely among adults with resilience versus more vulnerable adults. Having healthcare amidst poverty is a prevalent issue that many people in our society face today. Yet the character of staying resilient helps people find alternative ways to prevent illness and manage symptoms. In conclusion, poverty can be seen as a potential sort of resilience, as individuals learn to persevere in the face of adversity and develop the capacity to overcome obstacles throughout their lives. While social and cultural factors such as racism and discrimination can be painful, they can also build empathy and understanding towards others who experience similar trauma. In fact, a study by Matteo Forgiarini, who works at the University of the Studies of Atlanta-Picoca's Department of Psychology, found that witnessing the pain of others can activate the same brain networks by experiencing the pain firsthand, leading to an increased empathy and pro-social behavior. Witnessing or experiencing discrimination can increase individuals' understanding of the experience of marginalized groups. leading to increased empathy and a desire to help. Seeing an Indian boy bullied by Caucasian boys in the park brought back memories of when I was bullied due to my ethnicity, and how I felt is backed up by a study by David L. Newman, head of the School of Applied Psychology at Griffith University. This study found that in negative situations, participants rated their empathy towards same ethnicity targets higher than towards different ethnicity targets. This shows that seeing someone similar to you in a negative scenario feels more personal and more like you have to do something about it. In conclusion, experiencing social and cultural stigmas, while potentially harmful, can also build empathy and understanding towards marginalized groups and ultimately promote positive change in society. Some may view this argument as a form of victim blaming, suggesting that people who have experienced loss, poverty, or discrimination should be grateful for these experiences because they've made them more resilient, adaptable, or empathetic. This can be insensitive and dismisses the real pain and suffering that these experiences can cause. Nonetheless, these people would not be the strong individuals they are today without having gone through these tough times. It's through conquering these challenges that they're able to live to tell a story and pass on valuable life lessons to their peers and future generations. Thomas Corley, a motivational global speaker, best-selling author, lecturer, and media contributor who studied wealthy and poor individuals over a 3-year period, states that poverty can either beat you down or make you stronger, and found that many successful individuals who grew up in poverty were motivated by their circumstances to work harder and become more successful. The ultimate sacrifice of enduring these pains and choosing the direction towards growth creates individuals who will eventually serve as phenomenal leaders, mentors, and role models for generations to come. While loss, poverty, and racism can be tough to navigate, they can provide individuals with the chance to cultivate important characteristics such as resilience, adaptability, and empathy. The quote, "Consider that everything which happens, happens justly, and if thou observe it carefully, thou wilt find it to be so," by Marcus Aurelius, a 2nd century CE Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, emphasizes the necessity of approaching hardship with a good attitude, as it may lead to a better understanding of the purpose of such encounters. The lessons learned through overcoming such obstacles may be used to build a solid foundation for success in all facets of life. Through the development of these beneficial values, individuals can not only overcome adversity, but also use it as a tool to create a positive impact on society. Ultimately, while adversity can be intimidating, developing beneficial values can help individuals manage these obstacles and grow stronger on the other side.
Thank you, Jayden. So Jayden, how did your preliminary information that you gathered kind of inform your research?
So in the beginning, I researched the admirable qualities of adversity, and I was originally only going to use resilience, but finding that resilience was too narrow and there was not enough information, I had to broaden it to empathy and adaptability as well.
Okay. And then, what are the implications of your findings to your community?
My community may see their potential adversities. They may used to have seen them as only adversities, but now they could see how that positively impact their lives.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So Jayden, I was glad to see that you didn't, at first this is like, somebody paying poverty.